Coming up on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, writing with Chromebooks. Hi, my name is Trainin, and this is Mobile Learning in the Classroom from TechEdge, and today we're talking about writing with Chromebooks. We've got more and more Chromebooks in classrooms, and actually almost any device that you have can turn essentially into a Chromebook if you activate the Chrome web browser. So we're going to use this to support writing, and the first app we're going to talk about is an interactive app that will play in your browser out of Read Write Think, and it's called Story Mapping. And you can find it if you go to readwritethink.org and then you search for interactives. You will see the story mapping interactive. And what it helps do is exactly what I just said, and that is it helps create a story map. And you can see that there are actually 4 different story maps for character development, conflict resolution, and setting. So you can start with the title, and the title will be My Little Pig, and it's by me, and I can create a character map. So to create a character map, you start with the name. The name of our pig will be Pinky, right? And then what does the character look like? Small and pink, and you press the enter key and you get the next one. How does it act? It is afraid and fast. And then it asks you how do the other characters in the story react to this character, and so you outline this. And this again can be printed out and be used by students as they go through creating their story. So it does not write the story for them. These are actually the mind maps that happen before they start writing, and this makes sure that they go through a process that allows them to design the story, think about what are the aspects of the story, and not just to do what often students do when they start writing, is just start writing and hope that it'll come together. This is about the planning stage. So this is story mapping from Read Write Think. The next app I want to talk about is also from Read Write Think, and this is one that is new, and it's the Fractured Fairy Tale interactive. And I love fractured fairy tales. I think everybody does. And it's a way to play with a known genre and change it. And this interactive actually starts with what is a fractured fairy tale, so a short description of what it is. And then you can read a sample fractured fairy tale. So if kids are not sure, or if it's the first time they do it, it's a great way to think about how do you get going. You read one and then write your own fractured fairy tale. And very much like the previous one that was the story map, this app will not do the writing for you. So it's not a fill in the blank, but it helps you plan it out. So if you say, I want to write my own, you can use one of these. And let's talk about The Princess and the Pea. And you get to read a short version of that story, so you have something to work from. And then you can choose a different one, or you can create it, and now you can choose your changes. So my name is Guy, and in my story, the main character is instead of the princess, we will have the puppy. And my story setting is a store, maybe the pet store. I think that's a good setting. And then the story takes place last week, right? And this helps students really think about all the aspects of the story that they want to go through. So this walks everybody through all of the options there and allows them to construct the skeleton around which they will have to write, because once they get to the end, they can write their own fractured fairy tale. So now they get all of that information, or they can review their changes for the fairy tale. So it'll help them walk back to the information they created. They can also print this. So this is a really cool way to design a fractured fairy tales with a great interactive piece that helps kids really think about what is it about this fairy tale they want to change. And again, this is about planning and creating before you get to the act of writing the text itself. So those are both great. They're both from Read, Write, Think. The next app I want to talk about is actually an app I talked about before, Book Creator, but now they've created one for Chrome. So instead of trying to create different apps for the different platforms, they decided to go with Chrome as a platform that covers almost everything. They still have an iPad app, so you can still use the iPad version of it, but you can also use it within the iPad with the Chrome app, and they are eager to work with schools and to help support. This is fairly simple. You want to create a new book, and so you go there and you can see that there are different formats to take. So you can take more of a traditional book, you can take something that is square, usually we use that for photos, or you can create a landscape more like a coffee book, maybe coffee table book. And then you can obviously create things that are more connected to graphic novels or comics. All of these are available. We'll choose one. Let's choose the landscape. So once you select the book shape, it'll create the book. And now we're creating the cover. And so in the cover, I can add text, I can add pictures, I can draw, or I can even record. So this is a way for us to select what goes on the cover. Let's say that it wants to allow to use our camera, and I can take a picture. And I can use that picture. So now that's going to show up here. I can also then add text. So now I've got the picture showing up, and this is the title, and I can write my name as the name of the author, and then I can get to the next book and the next page, and I can add, and I can use the pen to draw if I'd like, or to write. And there is an erase, and you can change colors, so you can see that there are lots of options to create a book, and eventually you can publish it. So let's go to the next level, and that now is the whole book. And again, we can spend a lot more time creating the book, but now I'd like to talk about the options. You can publish this online, which is a great option because then it can be shared, or you can download it as an ebook, and that means that you can send it to different people in different places. The ebook includes some but not all of the features, and if you turn it into a PDF, it won't include any video or audio, but in general, Book Creator can create something that includes all of these medias, which makes it a really powerful way to publish books and to give them meaning, to share them with family, to share them across the classroom. So lots of opportunities to have an authentic audience. And so today on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, we talked about a few apps that will help you write and help your students write on the Chromebooks, and I'll see you next time.